Hello.
Aiden Ivers,
Good morning.
and Alex Braun.
What's up?
Nothing's up. Frankly, actually, the opposite of that is true. So much is up.
So much is up.
I'm actually scared of how much stuff is up because everything that goes up must inevitably come down. Gravity always wins.
What is up?
We have a great show for you today. We're talking about Queen Elizabeth's casket, abortion, and 9/11 curriculum. Like I said, a lot of stuff is up. But before we get into any of that, we got Aiden Ivers with this newscast.
Thank you, Jake. And good morning, everybody. My name is Aiden Ivers, coming at you live from 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. This is the Wednesday Morning Buzz. For the people listening on Facebook Live, I have my WMSC shirt on, similar to the hoodie Jake has on, because today is our first general meeting of the fall semester, guys. Woo! That's really exciting. We're going to see a lot of fresh new faces and some old ones too, but in the end, we're all going to have a successful fall semester. The positivity is flowing in the studio right now, and we've got some news to get through. So here we go. In national news, according to usnews.com, President Biden, a few of his administration members, and of Congress are working hard to prevent a potential strike from activating between labor union workers and railroad companies, which may bring some negative consequences to the transportation of 30% of U.S. goods if an agreement is not reached. So hopefully they can reach an agreement soon with that situation. And in statewide news, according to NJ.com, some heartwarming news coming out of Morris County as Louisiana and Alabama sent over 56 dogs to the Garden State this week. After the dogs arrived in Morris County arriving from those two states, they were transported to Madison, specifically to St. Hubert's Animal Welfare Center, to make sure they were healthy to be adopted with new homes. And guys, I think we should be grateful for our pets from this story. So my dog Peach, I'm thinking about you. And in Montclair news, according to Montclair Local, our questions have been answered. Thank goodness. The Montclair Board of Education finally received word and aid from New Jersey state government toward their $187 million bond referendum to renovate all Montclair schools. And it will be put on this November's ballot for voters to decide if that's going to go through. And for weather, today is going to be another sunny day with a high of 80 and a low of 58, with wind peaking at 15 miles per hour. This has been your Hour 1 newscast here on 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. Back to you, Jake.
Thank you so much, Aiden. That was a just top tier cream of the crop newscast. Thank you so much for that. And I also kind of want to, because I don't think we're going to talk about this later, but that story about the union strike and for railroad workers, that's pretty wild, pretty crazy stuff. But before we get into the real stories, we also need to figure out what's going on with sports. Alex.
Sports! What is with sports? I'll tell you what's with sports. In baseball, as of right now, the Mets are in first place in the NL East with the Atlanta Braves in a close second. Yesterday, the Mets played the Chicago Cubs and lost 4-1. But don't fret, the Mets fans, because tonight the Mets once again will play the Chicago Cubs at 7:10. And yesterday, the Yankees played their rivals, the Boston Red Sox, and won 7-6 in the 11th inning, with Aaron Judge getting his 56th and 57th home run. And the Yankees will play the Boston Red Sox tonight once again at 7:10. And in MSU sports news, a lot of news today with MSU sports. The Montclair State's women's soccer team match was canceled for today and has been changed to 4 p.m. The game that was at 4 p.m. and has been changed to Saturday at 7 p.m. And they will host the Bulldogs of DeSales. But if you still need to get your soccer fix tonight, the men's soccer team will be hosting Morvain at 7 p.m. at MSU Soccer Park. And the Montclair State volleyball team fell to Keene University in the NJ University and New Jersey Athletic Conference opener for both teams on Tuesday, with the Redhawks winning their first game 25-22, but Keene won the next two games 25-8 and 25-21. And Montclair State women's soccer team entered the United Soccer Coaches top 25 poll for the first time this season. The Red Hawks entered the ranking number 12 for the first time, being nationally ranked since 2015. And the Montclair men's soccer team moved up 3 spots to be in the 20th spot instead of their 23rd. I've been Alex, and this has been Sports.
Thank you so much, Alex. Incredible newscast. Always happy to hear that the Montclair sports is, it's alive, it's kicking, it's getting ranked.
Sports
pretty-
is sporting, you
pretty
could say.
well.
Kicking.
Oh yeah, facts. Gosh, you ever have those moments where you're like, gosh, I'm so smart and I wasn't even trying?
Wow,
You know.
what a Jake thing. But sure.
All right, and with this newfound intellectual rigor from all of us, but mostly me, we're gonna get into some news.
News.
Just in time for me to
And our
turn
theme
my mic off.
song.
Okay. So the casket of Queen Elizabeth II arrives at Buckingham Palace. Making its way through a drizzly London, the coffin of Queen Elizabeth II returned to Buckingham Palace yesterday evening. People parked their cars along a normally busy road, got out and waved as the hearse with lights inside illuminating the flag-draped coffin made its way into London. In the city, people pressed in on the road and held their phones aloft as it passed. Thousands outside the palace cheered, shouted the quote, "God save the Queen," and clapped as the hearse swung around a roundabout in front of the Queen's official London residence and through wrought iron gates. Her son, King Charles III, and other immediate family members waited inside. The coffin traveled to London from Edinburgh, where 33,000 people filed silently past it in the 24 hours at St. Giles Cathedral after it had been brought there from her cherished summer retreat, Balmoral. The coffin will be taken by horse-drawn carriage today at the Houses of Parliament to lie in state for 4 days before Monday's funeral at Westminster Abbey.
Yeah, and I'm sure that you guys saw in recent news articles about it how decorative the Queen's casket is, and I
Mhm.
think that really, it really commemorates the long reign that she had over the country of England, and just being that sort of like the special tradition, I guess, that
Right.
England has
Mhm.
for celebrating this kind of loss. I think we were mentioning last week. I think we should just like respect the people of England's like tradition, what they're doing right now, and
Right.
they're going through a really tough time, and it's like we should just keep them, in our minds and hearts during this time, as much as possible, and
Yeah.
respect what they're doing, and hopefully, the Queen can rest peacefully.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, okay. I think we'll let the Queen rest peacefully and move on to the next story.
Moving on
Um,
to more American news,
yes.
in fact.
The stuff that's going on here. No monarchies allowed. That's the last you'll hear about any monarchy, British or otherwise, on the Morning Buzz.
Today.
On I was gonna say Thursday, but it's Wednesday.
Today's Wednesday.
All right. So Leslie, bring us back to the US.
Of course. So GOP's Graham unveils nationwide abortion ban after 15 weeks.
Just kidding. I don't want to be.
Jake, I'm not even halfway through. Upending the political debate, Republican Senator Lindsey Graham introduced a nationwide abortion ban yesterday. This ban is sending shockwaves through both parties and igniting fresh debate on this issue weeks before the midterm elections that will determine control of Congress. Graham's own Republican Party leaders did not immediately embrace his abortion ban bill, which would prohibit the procedure after 15 weeks of pregnancy with rare exceptions. It also has almost no chance of becoming law in the Democratic-held Congress. Democrats torched it as an alarming signal of where, MAGA Republicans are headed if they win control of the House and Senate in November. Graham said that rather than shying away from the Supreme Court's ruling this summer overturning Roe v. Wade, Wade's nearly 50-year right to abortion access, Republicans are preparing to fight to make a nationwide abortion ban federal law. Reaction was swift, fierce, and unwavering from Democrats who viewed Graham's legislation as an extreme example of the far right's hold on the GOP and as a political gift of self-inflicted pain for Republicans candidates now having to answer questions about an abortion ban heading toward the midterm elections. White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre said in a statement, quote, "This bill is widely out of step with what Americans believe," end quote. So
Yes,
as
indeed. Thank you very much
Yeah.
for that, Leslie. It is pretty wild when I don't know, you can say a lot of things about Republicans, but their behavior is not inconsistent with their values.
yeah, that's
right?
definitely true.
So it's always kind of shocking to me when people are like,
Shocked
what?
about what they do.
Yeah, like,
I also kind of think it's funny.
right? Like,
Yeah.
and people are just like, wait, but what about? I thought the whole abortion thing was about states' rights. I thought it was just about the states' rights to choose. Like, no, they're trying to ban it nationwide.
Yeah.
It's not.
This is not
Yeah.
shocking.
No, it's
Devastating for some. Yes. Shocking. No.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just kind of wild when people are kind of shocked by seeing what, like, I don't know. That's always what the agenda has been.
I mean, I think maybe shock isn't the right word. Maybe they're just upset.
Yeah,
And
I
like it's
mean,
very
well,
valid to be
understandable,
upset.
yeah.
I think we have a little more of a, I don't know. I don't want to like speak for everyone, but I think we're a little more, maybe a little bit liberal leading in this studio. Maybe
Yeah,
polite nods here. Painting a picture. Are we allowed to say those things?
I mean, yeah. Of
That's
course,
just
this
the-
is a radio show.
just our
All
opinions.
the opinions of the hosts are not representative of the station.
Mhm.
Not
I kind of want to do the Rush
representative
Limbaugh
of-
say and thing and say like they should be though. I'm kidding.
No.
For legal
Everything
reasons.
our hosts say on WMSC is reflective of the hosts as individuals, not
Right.
on WMSC as
Yeah.
a station. And with that being said, how does this make you feel? Anyone?
Yeah, well, I remember in June, when we heard the news of the Supreme Court overturning, Roe v. Wade, that would it would change, as Jake was just saying, change the whole landscape of how, reproductive rights would be handled in the United States. I remember, President Joe Biden talking, to giving like a speech or whatever, like their like national thing. And he said, this move is gonna help people decide what to do this November because reproductive health care is gonna be on the ballot. And I think, he made a great point. That's really true this year. I think like a lot of people in this country are thinking about, what future do I kind of want to have in the United
Yeah.
States with
Mhm.
different kinds of legislation and who's going to deal with that the way that I think they should be dealt with,
Mhm.
and there's like there's different kinds of people in the United States. So a lot of people are happy with what this senator is doing, and a lot of people, say I don't think I want that to happen. So I think we should just wait to see what happens in November and see, what American people decide.
Right. Yeah. And I do think it's a good point to bring up kind of November, just because it does seem to be the doubling down from like Republicans. And like there was even that part in the story where it's mentioned that like there's a good amount of like, I guess, more moderate Republican candidates. They're kind of like, dude, what are you doing? This is not gonna go well for us. Which, it very well might not. It is a wedge issue. And when you take a hard stance on things like this, it definitely it matters to voters.
Yeah.
So yeah, any other thoughts, any other feelings?
It's interesting how, I don't know, I guess it's going to be put on a ballot.
Yeah.
Right.
That's so uncomfortable to me
Mhm.
that
Because, like,
somebody
it depends.
else can
Mhm.
decide that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. it
I don't know.
depends on-
Hearing it like that just made me think about it. It just like made me more
And I was
angry.
like thinking, is this gonna draw more voters out? Like I feel like
Mhm.
Yeah, it might be.
unless it's like the 4-year
Maybe.
election and
Right.
everyone goes out to vote. So maybe this could encourage people to actually go vote.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Kind of a messed
Like,
up way of
it is a
encouraging
messed up,
people
like,
to
not
vote.
to like
but-
say that this should be
No,
something to be debated
absolutely.
about, but
I
like,
wonder if people will show up just to
Yeah.
for that.
I
Mhm.
think more people show up. Like, I think we're in a very new era where a lot more people are going to show up to vote than in
It's-
past years.
Mhm.
Definitely.
I
I
feel-
mean, we saw it, how the election with
2020.
2020. Yeah. So I was trying to think of the year, Trump versus Biden, how
It's
so many more
hard to keep
people
track.
voted that year, and it was insane. It was, I don't know. I mean, like, I remember watching the results. I don't know if you guys watched them that closely. I did. I was
Mhm.
I was literally
Yeah.
looking at them all the
No,
time.
that
and
was
mostly,
I
'cause
think
it's-
everyone was just in a state
I
of
was
like
up all
doom
night.
scrolling just constantly.
and it was the
um,
division is just so strong.
Yeah.
It's disheartening, you know.
But hopefully, this, like we were just saying, hopefully, people decide what they think is best this November. Like
Yeah.
based on the news that we keep hearing, and hopefully, that helps for the years to
No.
come.
Yeah, absolutely. At the end of the day, it all comes down to the people. I
Mhm.
mean,
Mhm.
and I think that we're still there. Like, even though I think a lot of institutions are pretty crumbling and they're definitely
Mhm.
very flawed, I do think that it still is ultimately driven by what the public really wants, and
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
is this what we want?
Mhm.
As a whole, we can't like. It's like, I hope not, but you really just can't, like, I don't know, influence it in whatever way you can.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moving on from national news, we have some more New Jersey news, right,
Mm.
Jake?
Do we?
We
I don't
do.
know.
We do.
Wow.
We do indeed. And it's
crazy.
very relevant to 9/11, which was a few days ago.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. So bill would require all New Jersey schools to teach 9/11 curriculum. There is a push to ensure that generations to come know exactly what happened on 9/11 and how the nation changed. According to News 12 New Jersey, there is now a bill passing through the New Jersey legislature that would ensure that New Jersey's children learn more about that moment in history. Senator Dick Cody said that he believes it is similar to the commemorations and retellings of the attack on Pearl Harbor on December 7th, 1941. Cody is leading the charge to have lessons at all grade levels about September 11th attacks, just as past generations learned about World War II. The bill calls for a curriculum that would discuss a timeline of the attacks, the efforts of the first responders, and teachings about tolerance. It would also mandate school assemblies on September 11th. The bill has already been approved by the state Senate. It's now before members of the state assembly. Cody says he is confident Governor Phil Murphy will sign it. Cody also says that he would like to see the bill passed in time for the 22nd anniversary of the attacks.
That'd be next September.
Yeah.
This happened 21 years ago.
Yeah.
And I know that because I'm 21. I was a baby. Which is kind of weird to think about, I guess.
So, like, here's the question I wanna ask all of y'all. Do you think that this is entirely necessary? Because, like, I don't know about you guys, but I think I know generally. I wouldn't call myself an expert, but I think I know generally what you're supposed to, like, the broad strokes of what happened, the broad strokes of the events of 9/11. Do you think that special attention needs to be given to give it a special day? Because I have to say, this weird, like, I don't know if I want to call it like weird or anything, but like, this is not people who lived through 9/11. Like, I understand approaching the event with from a place of trauma and healing, in the years after it, with people who experienced it. But with people who are learning about it as history, it should be taught as history. I don't know. So I guess creating this ritual around it seems kind of odd to me. I don't
Yeah.
know. How do you
I
guys
feel like
feel?
almost it can this is gonna sound not great to, I don't know, but in the sense of, like, we learned about it every year. And I don't want to say desensitized us, but like, we did hear about it every year. There was no bill that required us to learn about it, but our teachers or whoever taught us about it, my parents would teach me about it, my teachers would teach me about it every day, every year on this day in school, or the day after, before, if it fell on a weekend, we would learn about it. So I don't think it would be any different, but then it would just be a legal requirement.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's necessary, but I think the more people grow up, like, people our age are probably soon going to be teachers, right?
Yeah.
And we didn't
Yeah.
live through it. We don't have that connection. So we may not bring it up that much. It might be glossed over because we aren't the people who lived through it, and the people who did live through it or had family members affected by it were teaching it, and it was so important to them because of that. So losing that more personal connection, a requirement. I mean, like, I'm on the fence about it. It's not really up to me, obviously, but I don't think it's such a bad thing because I think keeping history alive is important.
Mhm.
And since it did happen, I mean, fairly recently, in terms of like, you're also discussing like world wars
Yeah.
in your history classes. This is something much more recent, so I don't think it's a bad thing, but also we do learn about it
Yeah. Right.
already.
Like, like you said, I'm actually going into the teaching program here.
You are?
Yeah. So
That's so cool.
eventually, hopefully, I will be teaching. And I was born after 9/11. I never lived through any of that.
How old were you?
I was not born yet.
You were not. Oh, you just said that.
Yeah.
You just said that. Oh my God. Okay.
So when I'm patriotic and the country's going through a little bit of bad time right now, but I'm still happy I live in the United States.
Mhm.
So I feel like this is very required to teach, and like we have a connection to the tragedies that happened on the day because it was an attack on the country and many people, like, it was a terrible time, and it brought people together for the first time in a long time
Yeah.
because we're divided now, but we've been divided for a very long time, sadly.
Yeah.
So, and there's a lot of been fake news, a lot of skepticism, a lot of like people saying, "Oh, this happened," when that the truth is, like, this was an attack, but some people are like, "Oh, the government attacked us."
Yeah.
So
Conspiracy theories.
conspiracy theories. And some parents probably believe that and are teaching their kids that,
Right.
and that's very not good. As a history major,
Yeah.
I very much
That's probably
Yeah.
painful
No,
for you.
it's that's not ideal for sure.
so
Um.
I very much approve of this bill being passed.
Wow. Future history teacher.
And going off of what Alex said, when every year when 9/11 comes around, we always hear the phrase of never forget. And I think that, like I was just saying, this bill is going to help with that. It's going to teach young people the correct history of it. So when they open like social media, for example, and they see some obscure saying about 9/11, they'll
Or a
have the
picture of the
proper,
Twin Towers.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah, they'll have the proper, education to know, like, oh yeah, this is nonsense. I know, like, the truth of what happened during that terrible day. So hopefully that'll be good.
Yeah. I guess for me, the devil with this is really in the details. Of course, children should be taught about 9/11. Like it like that goes without saying, right? It's an
Mhm.
integral part of our history. It's
Yeah.
in like a very important part of understanding how we got to this moment. And it will be it was and it will be a defining moment for American history for a very long time. But I don't know. I can imagine ways of this being enforced that could be, I don't know, send the wrong
Harmful.
message.
Mm.
But with
Yeah.
that, we're gonna move on. And Leslie, want to talk about the Justice Department?
Well, first, we're going to take a quick break but when we come back, we'll be talking about Justice Department criminal investigation and how that all went down. But for now, a quick break.
What she said.
I'm Nick Hughes, and you're listening to
I
90.3
didn't hear you.
WMSC Upper Montclair.
WMSC Upper Montclair, and this is the Morning Buzz. We got a whole cast of folks out here. We got your host, Jake Goetz, that's me. We got my co-host,
Leslie Gallagher. Oh,
I got newscaster. Well, you can say
What?
say your name.
Sandra Day Faria.
I'm sorry, I said newscaster for you, but no, newscaster is Aiden Ivory.
Hello, that's correct. That's the
Our
segment
best.
host,
The segment host,
Cassandra
yep.
Diafaria.
There
And
you go.
sportscaster.
Wow.
Alex Braun.
Let's go.
You
We
got
got
one up. Well, you got one right.
a lot of stuff.
I'm sorry.
Look.
Yes. So, as we're coming back from our break, we're going to talk about how the Justice Department criminal investigation now touches nearly all efforts to overturn 2020 election for Trump. And we were just kind of talking about this, so it's interesting. According to CNN, Justice Department criminal prosecutors are now examining nearly every aspect of former President Donald Trump's effort to overturn the 2020 election, including the fraudulent plot, efforts to push baseless election and claims, and how money flowed to support these various efforts. The investigation is also stretching into cogs of the sprawling Trump legal machine that boosted his efforts to challenge his electoral loss, with many of the recipients of the 30-plus subpoenas that were issued in recent days being asked to turn over communications with several Trump attorneys. The sweeping effort has many in Trump's world concerned about the potential legal significance of being caught up in the federal investigation. The flurry of investigative activity has involved seizure warrants, including one served to Boris Epstein for his phone, according to multiple people familiar with the matter. Epstein remains a close aside to the former president and to his political and fundraising operation. The widening of pool recipients of subpoenas also includes prominent Trump deputies, such as his former White House advisor, Dan Scavino, who continued to work for Trump after he left office. So it's good they're looking into this.
Yeah,
Because we all like
looking into things.
looking into things.
Yeah, but-
Yes. Yeah. Like the story we had last week of the state
Right.
in Florida.
Mention that. Like,
Whew.
how is this gonna look? I mean, he's already under fire for that, and now like, hello, can you hear me? Hello. He's he's always under fire, already under fire for the Mar-a-Lago stuff. So I'm just curious how this is gonna how that's gonna add to this.
Probably not great.
Yeah,
For
like,
him. For him.
For him, yeah.
Yeah.
I mentioned before the break, with how like divided we are as a country. This just added to that, really, like over the past couple of years, and it also brought a lot of unnecessary lawsuits because with this misinformation, it's like I remember last fall we watched a documentary on this in my communication lecture, and it talked about how like this stuff was spreading around, like legal people were like what do you call it, like supporting it financially, and then like the voting company said, hey, that's not true, lawsuit, so it's really unfortunate that they're dealing with that. Millions of dollars are being spent on like nothing. It's ridiculous.
Because like I don't know, I think it does have to be kept in mind that a lot of people, bet on that horse. that like he, right? Like there's a reason Jan 6 happened, right? Like people wanted this to happen. People wanted him to kind of have that position in society because I don't know. I don't know what psychology incentivizes that sort of behavior.
It's going to be really interesting over the next couple of years how that's going to play out because we've been getting clues, I think, how the next presidential election is going to look, and if this stuff keeps getting reiterated, it's not going to be a great look, I don't think, because like we have to look towards the future instead of the past, I think.
Right. And I also think that we should be thinking about like what actionable consequences can there be for this, because like that's the big thing, and that's what I was kind of getting at before when I said that they're doing a lot of looking, because we've gone through the whole January 6th commission, we've gone through and now we're finding out about these documents that he had that were classified, and like it's like all this stuff that like we're finding out, we're learning about, but it's like, all right, is something gonna happen? Is there gonna be any sort of accountability, or is it just gonna be more like information, like, wow, Donald Trump, known doer of bad things, has done another bad thing. And we have evidence, but we're not going to prosecute or do anything, or like, I don't know, no meaningful action will be taken on it. But yeah, any other thoughts on this?
No. But
Alrighty
I
then.
think if people are on their morning commute right now, the next story is going to be very, very interesting.
Yeah.
Oh.
Talking about gas prices, which me and Jake love because we're commuters.
Right. Yeah. I really love market systems and fossil fuels and
They pure pain.
yeah, I love all this. I love this world that we live in. So gas prices. It's not impossible. The national average reaches $2.99 by the end of the year, analyst says. Price at the pumps have been plaguing American consumers for most of the year as a result of record inflation, though relief may just be around the corner. According to AAA, the average national gas price is $3.71 as of September 13th. Gas Buddy head of petroleum analysis Patrick DeHaan told Yahoo Financial Live that figure can get even lower within the next few months. According to DeHaan, as of September 12th, 1 in 10 U.S. gas stations are now selling fuel at $2.97 per gallon or less. According to Yahoo News, gas prices are down 25% from their peak of why am I saying 5.02? $5.02 on June 14th, 2022, due to an assortment of factors affecting the global energy market. These factors include greater demand and lower supply coming out of the pandemic, depleted reserves, and the ongoing Russia-Ukraine war that forced the U.S., along with its allies, to impose economic sanctions on Russia, ultimately leading to the ban of Russian oil imports. Other reasons for this decline include the suspension of gas taxes in some states, the U.S. releasing unprecedented amounts of oil from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve, and more drivers shifting towards electric vehicles in response to higher gas prices.
Wow. I wonder who got a new car because of gas prices.
Right?
That was not my first thought
an
at all.
electric-
My thought was drive less or
Right.
We just
be
go
selective
buy a
with
whole
where you're
other
deciding.
car.
Yeah. Be selective where you're deciding to go. Or I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
Yeah, right. I guess
Like, go to
some
work.
people got it like that, but I don't know, especially electric vehicles, because I feel like I keep on hearing this emphasis on it because I guess it's a very clear example of like a market solution to
Mhm.
climate change. And so we're like,
To just
look,
buy more.
everyone's just gonna drive an electric vehicle and then it'll all be fine. The Amazon rainforest will be unburned.
Everything will just be perfect if we
yeah,
change one
Just
thing.
zero global temperatures. Just it'll be fine. All the oil, all the carbon dioxide will just dissipate because of these electric vehicles. No, it's not going to happen like that.
Nah.
But
like gas prices, they've been better
yeah,
in like the last month.
right. Yeah.
Mhm.
Like they've gone down. I've noticed, and it's because I watch them so carefully.
Yeah.
You know, and I was go
Commuter
somewhere.
life does that.
Commuter life will do that to you, or even just I guess it being like not even like a commuter at like a school, but like even just like being like an adult going to work.
No,
Like you
don't
can't
do that.
avoid that.
Mhm.
You know, like the unique thing about college is you can like dorm and you could just walk everywhere you
of course.
literally have to go in a day. But that's not like that
And
for
that's why
most
college is
people
evil.
living.
Yeah.
Never
That's why
mind, I was gonna
college
say
is-
that.
Oh God.
Well, and Jake, going off what you said about, this electric vehicle shift,
Mhm.
I think about, when I was a commuter, I had to drive here every day from my house in New York, and I had to take the Jersey Turnpike every day to school.
Yeah,
And-
you're coming from
And
How long
far.
did that take you?
seeing how, like, there was a point on the road where the turnpike combined with the cars
Mhm.
and trucks,
Yeah.
and seeing just the low ratio of electric vehicle to
Mhm.
fossil fuel vehicle and fossil fuel truck,
Right.
it's astounding. So I
Yeah.
really think it's gonna be a long shot to
Right.
change to have that shift, because
And that's like the entire infrastructure of the
Yeah,
country, like
and
so much.
Mhm.
And because right, trucks, like that's
Yeah.
how all of
And-
our goods,
sorry.
all of our resources are transported.
yeah,
It's like we're just gonna build,
it's-
like we're just gonna replace all the trucks in the world with electric
not-
ones, and that's gonna be the big, like I don't know, it's just not a feasible solution.
and it's not
to-
only that, Jake. It's
Yeah.
not only the trucks, because at some points, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. Like,
Yeah.
like when you pass factories,
Right.
the smell of all the chemicals going up, and you see the feet
Oh,
getting
yeah.
released. Why not we focus on that too? That's not bad. I don't think that's good for the environment either. You know,
Mhm.
so
Yeah.
why not, like, we talk about this shift for electric vehicles. Why don't we look at that too? Because I don't think that's so far out to see how that can improve.
Mm.
Because nobody, I can tell you, nobody has said like, oh yeah, I really love driving past those factories, especially when they're letting out chemicals. Oh, God,
I
great.
love
Oh, yeah.
I love the scent of the Jersey Turnpike.
Yeah.
It's just so good.
Love the
Yeah.
smell of salt.
But yeah, no,
Perf.
that's like, if I could bring up an idea for our elected officials to look at, that would certainly be one of them too. Because I think that's certainly feasible. to look
No,
at.
Can I share something
absolutely.
Lara said? Lara, our producer, said we should make it into a candle, and that made me
Yes.
cackle.
Yes.
Right.
I would buy
Just
that.
What would you put in
Totally.
the candle?
Serenity by Jan. You did not.
I'll knock you out.
Yeah. No, but Aiden, you touch on really incredible points about the kind of, most of emissions being, this is a pretty well cited
Yeah.
fact and figure that most emissions are from industrial output and not from,
Mhm.
consumer, expenditure.
Mhm.
But if we got into that, we'd be here all day. So
Probably.
we're
We
gonna take a
literally
quick
would.
break, and we'll be right back.
Gosh, I love that.
WMSC Upper Montclair. What's up? What's up? What's up? This is the Morning Buzz. We got a lot of Morning Buzz friends. What's up, friends?
We're not your friends.
All right,
We're just your crew.
Brutal.
So, welcome to the Midnight Deep Dive Morning Edition.
I've been
Today
muted.
we're talking about, I don't have any media, but I guess I just, when friends betray you, it really hurts.
Jake, I'm sorry. Is my fader down? Oh, she put my fader up. Hey. Jake, I was just joking. Just jokes on the Morning Buzz. Just
Okay.
jokes with just
Those-
Jake.
Yeah.
Just six, yeah.
All right. Well, I need a
He's
second to get
hurt.
over that. So,
I wounded you.
if only there was some sort of segment that we could cut to. If only we had someone here with the segment prepared.
If only.
If only, right?
Well, I guess I'm that person.
OMG.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
You
Okay.
I know. I'm Cassandra Diafaria, and here are some things that's happening in the entertainment world. So I'm sure everybody remembers Taylor Swift's hit song from 2014, "Shake It Off," from her album 1989. Well, after more than 8 years of that song being released, Taylor is going to trial for the song. So this started in 2017 when Sean Hall and Nathan Butler filed a case that claimed that Taylor had stole the lyrics of "Shake It Off" from the 2001 song "Players Gonna Play" from the group 3LW. The lyrics from their songs are "Players Gonna Play" and "Haters They're Gonna Hate." But Taylor's lawyer had said that players and haters are just too common of words to be considered stolen. And Taylor has also recently said that she had, quote, never heard of the song what she was apparently copying. But the judge of the case said that there were enough similarities in songs for the case not to be thrown out. So now the trial is scheduled to take place in January 2023.
Wow.
okay?
This is so funny.
Broad statement. I feel like every couple of years there's some sort of story about like copyrighted music, and it's
Yeah.
always stupid. It's
Yeah.
never not
I-
stupid.
I remember a similar story came out like this, I think last year, a couple of years ago,
Right.
with the band Nickelback.
Yes.
They released a song "Rockstar" in 2005, part of their album, All the Right Reasons.
Goated song.
And yes, I agree with that. Too. And
Nickelback.
somebody else said, "Hey, you stole that from us. We're suing you now." So it's the same deal here, and it's really unfortunate because I personally had never heard of the 2001 song either. I feel like we would have to hear that,
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
to
Like,
really know if they did, if Taylor really did, but I don't really like I agree with her lawyer. Like, players and haters are really common words to use in
Yeah.
popular songs
Mhm.
today. I think the people of the 2001 song are just trying to get some extra cash.
Absolutely. And it does get into that like very important point where it's like, okay, wait, are you claiming to have invented the
Yeah.
word haters and players? Because I'm pretty sure you didn't.
Or even that phrase of like
Yeah.
it is
players
weird.
gonna play, haters gonna hate. Like,
Yeah. Like
I don't know
that-
where that originated from, but like,
It's just popular culture, I think.
Yeah.
yeah, it just might be a phrase. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, you could say that about like any phrase.
No,
Whole thing
right.
with
And,
Olivia Rodrigo and her song.
oh yeah,
like,
that
Oh,
and Paramore. And it's like
What happened with that?
So what
We
which
got
song
compared
was it?
to
Good for You
Paramore,
sounded like
Misery
Paramore's
Business.
Misery Business.
Yeah. And like
And if you
Really?
listen to them, like, yeah, they sound similar.
well, that's the thing. Like, I don't know if
But
y'all
also-
noticed,
yeah.
but there's 12 notes in the musical alphabet. There's 12
Mhm.
of them.
yeah,
Like, we're
it's very easy to read.
And most pop songs are like, I don't know much about music theory,
Yeah.
but most pop songs are structured in very similar ways.
Yeah.
They use similar chord structures.
Mhm.
So like if you put some together, especially if you like modulate it to get it in the same keys, the fact that they're gonna sound similar is like
It's very
natural.
likely.
Most of them are gonna sound similar.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think, in case of Olivia Rodrigo, it was mostly just aesthetic similarity because it was like,
It was like
hear
an
the
angsty
guitars, you
teen
hear the
rock
angsty
thing.
teenage girl.
Yeah.
So
It's-
it's just like
yeah.
a similar
Yeah.
sound.
Yeah. It sounded very similar. What also bringing it back to Taylor Swift and Shake It Off, I think it's hilarious too. Taylor Swift has written like some like really like beautiful lyrics in her time.
Mhm.
These are the lyrics.
Like, and like it's just really funny to me how they're like, oh, she's copying someone else. Like, she's a like whether you like her or not as a person is kind of irrelevant in the argument of like she's written beautiful things, and if you take her songs and if you like analyze them as like poems or something, they're beautiful. She has a really great way with words. So you know, she stole something. It's like she doesn't need to. Like she's got a good writing brain.
Yeah.
So that's why I think it's like extra funny. And it's also like, yes, this is one of her simpler songs because, you know, you have to make simple songs in order for them to be hits. That's kind of how the pop industry kind of works. And this is like her first pop album. So it makes sense that she did this. I just think it's hilarious, especially if you like listen to some of her songs off her most recent albums. They're very like slow, sad. And honestly, they're kind of just like poems with some pretty music.
Yeah. The best
Well,
songs are.
I think it's safe to say that Taylor and these other people have some bad blood with each other. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, what's next?
So the Emmys were Monday night, and I'm sure everybody had their favorites of who they wanted to win. But apparently, not a lot of people actually tuned in to see if their favorites had won. The show aired on NBC for the first time since 2018, since 2018, where that year of the show it only had 10.2 million viewers, but when it aired on the same network this year, it was half of that. 5 million people tuned in, which is a record low for the award show. For comparison, last year's ceremony had 7.9 million viewers, while the 2020 show had 6.4 million viewers.
So it seems like it has progressively sort of decreased.
And like the show also streamed on NBC's streaming service Peacock, but it seemed that it didn't really help with viewings.
Yeah, I didn't even. I did not
Well,
even
you're
know this was
telling
happening. I did not even like hear any commercials. I didn't see any ads online saying, "Hey, check out this." You know, so that's.
I think just last week I saw like one commercial for the Emmys. And I'm like, oh, that's happening. And then like I was like, okay, bye.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, I just think it's really interesting to like the award shows. I think like with other award shows too, like they're like not getting as much viewership, and like with like streaming services and like people like not using, I guess, like network television as much. Like I don't think.
I mean, maybe when you're watching an award show and all of a sudden someone just decks somebody, I feel like that
Yeah.
it does something to your legitimacy as a medium.
Mhm.
Do you guys know offhand what the viewership for the VMAs was recently? Like the music awards, or
Yeah, I know that.
what is it? Like I mean, no, like the viewership.
No, I
the
don't.
viewership. Oh.
I
Tell us.
No, I'm saying I feel like that would have been a lot higher than the Emmys, because that just is like more of a relatable world for a lot of, I think,
Yeah.
right.
people of our age, and Emmys is like, I think, for people of like that
Right.
sort of culture.
And
so.
performances are fun to listen to
Yeah.
and watch.
It's, like, more interactive.
Whereas, you know, TV people patting themselves on the back, you know, I could see how that could not appeal to everyone. No hate to TV people. I aspire to be one of you myself. But yeah, I don't know. I think we're kind of moving away from award shows in general. I don't think people care that much about the Oscars anymore. Or the Grammys. Like, I don't know. Yeah. So
Yeah. So I guess moving on. Okay, so have you guys like watched Squid Game on Netflix? Because I haven't,
yes,
to be honest.
throwback. I guess that was like last year, right?
It was last year. Oh my gosh. So that got renewed for season 2, I think, like not too long ago. But the massively popular show is getting another Netflix spinoff. It's going to be a reality competition series.
Ooh, I love a good reality competition.
I'm gonna cry.
Oh, I like that genre.
Reality, like
No, but
competition
reality
series.
competition. Ooh, it's so fun.
So Squid Game
Sorry.
The Challenge was announced.
I want to
in
be on
June.
it. Can I be on it? Will you tell me,
Yes,
Cass?
I think they were like
Leslie, did you watch
accepting
Squid
it.
Game?
No.
I feel like you wouldn't about
greatness of hopes.
um
Good energy.
so I
think
feel like you need some
competition's fun.
context. Squid Game is a game where
Is it bad?
if you lose, you die.
Oh,
They
Yeah.
like
Hunger Games.
Yeah.
not exactly,
Oh,
because
that's
it's not like you're fighting to the death.
Like-
You're playing silly games for
For money.
kids, but if you lose, they shoot you.
Wait,
Mhm.
that's dangerous.
That's
Yeah.
and that's what people are so obsessed with.
Wait, so you either get a ton of money or you die?
Yeah, that's how the show works.
Works?
That's not. I mean, that's obviously not how the like I'm assuming any reality show is gonna be like, well, yeah, they just start murking people on this reality show. That'd be bad. But like, I don't know. I feel like this isn't a new point that I'm bringing up. This weird thing with Squid Game where it's a show that's, very critical of these types of programs and very gruesome in its like depiction. Like,
Mhm.
I don't know, it's a hard watch,
No,
like
yeah.
Squid Game. So like, I don't know, when I see stuff like this and when I see like the constant merchandising of it, it's very surreal to me. And I don't know, I'm wondering if anyone else has thoughts on that.
Mm.
The creator actually, director, sorry, he weighed in on it after he won the Emmy for Best Director. He said of a drama series. He said that he's generally optimistic about the spinoff. He says that even though the show carries a quote heavy message, whenever you take things too seriously, that's not really the best way to go for the entertainment industry, end quote. So
That's kind of true.
yeah, I see that. But I also like think of like when the show first came out and everybody's like doing these like YouTube videos on like Squid Game and like throwing Squid Game parties. Just like I was seeing the reception on that was like it wasn't good by most people. So I'm curious if this produced show from Netflix is gonna like have a better reception or not.
I hope it's like one of those cheesy Netflix shows, like Is It Cake is hosted. Is It Cake? So basically,
You don't know about Is It Cake?
so you know the trend where they take like an object and they think it's cake.
Yes.
Well, think about that for 30 minutes and 8 episodes.
Did you watch it?
Jeez.
I watched a episode of Is It Cake and then I was like, it's not for me. It's background, I guess. But I really hope it's like hosted by like some like Mikey Day or somebody from SNL. It's just like, oh, you didn't win green light, red light. Time.
That's a good game. Oh wait, okay. So in this Squid Game reality show, are people actually like gonna
No,
die?
I don't think
Is that
so.
what-
No, I think that would cause like a lot of
Yeah, there'd be some legal issues with
That
that.
seems ethically
Yeah, I'm
not
sure the
good.
Screen Actors Guild would step in and make things
So,
awkward.
when I say I wanted to be on it, you guys were like, "No, you'll die." I won't
I mean,
die.
Look, for me, it's not.
I'm a little traumatized.
For me, I'm not like suggesting that they're actually gonna like kill someone or anything. It's just very odd, the implication of like that's what is, again, pretty gruesomely, pretty morbidly depicted in the show,
Mhm.
and then you're gonna act it out in real life,
Mhm.
unironically. I just think that's
Well, they're
really
basing it
weird.
on it, so it's not going to be like true to like
Yeah, but it's still
completely, you
like if
know?
you want to have a game show, that's fine.
adaptation, Jake.
Yeah, but like if your adaptation,
We're taking a class on adaptation, so I say
Yeah.
no argument.
yeah,
I tired you out.
yeah, I don't know. It's an odd thing because, like, right, like at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It's just kind of aesthetics, but like, I don't know. I think it's weird that there is a very clear message to Squid Game. Like, it's not
Yeah,
a subtle
like-
show and what it's trying to say. It's pretty heavy-handed.
Mhm.
And like, I don't know. It seems
like that being put into a different context.
right, and it also, to me, portrays a certain numbness to that
Mhm.
brutality, right? Like, it's like, oh yeah, it's
Mhm.
just there,
Like
but
putting
let's
real
focus
people
on
in
the
it.
fun stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Mm.
let's focus on, the fun games that people are gonna play, and we're gonna have people play it in real life, and we're gonna give them money, just like in the show, but like without all the, it's almost like a decaffeinated Squid Game. Like
'Cause the
Squid Game
meaning is
without the
lost.
spice, right? Yeah.
That makes
There's, like,
sense.
nothing there.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if this would have like an effect on the season 2. I mean, like if people like watch the competition series and go to season 2 thinking like not, they watch the competition series first and go into Squid Game thinking it's gonna be like the reality
Mm, yeah.
show. Are they like, is that gonna like be bad for it? I guess.
I don't know.
Well-
Are the same people who watch like thriller dramas the same people who watch competition reality? Because they're two different
Yeah.
genres. I personally enjoy both of them a lot,
Yeah.
but I don't like, even you were shocked when I was like, oh, I love competition reality TV because it's pretty like niche, but it's like not everyone likes that. So the same people watching it are like, or is it appealing to a completely different audience?
Like is this like just
and
separate for
people
them?
who wouldn't have even seen the original, what's called Squid Game,
Mhm.
and maybe it is a different audience, and then the meaning is completely lost,
Mhm.
or an alternative would be people who have seen it and know the meaning, so it doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Well, it also,
I
I
don't know if that
think,
made sense.
Leslie and Cassandra, it might be an opening for a crossover, maybe for season 2. of
Oh
Squid Game.
God,
Like they might bring
Props.
in, they might
like
mention
real people.
No. They might just,
And-
I don't know. If they're making a reality show based on Squid Game, then why wouldn't they just mention? Oh yeah, this happened, but now I don't know. Like
Yeah,
some
like bringing certain characters from the show.
maybe something like that. Like
Writing wise, it sounds like
just to
such a
make sure like
nightmare.
they acknowledge
My
it,
brain.
not just like doesn't it's not there. It's like part of the series, I guess.
I don't know. I think this is I don't know. Squid Game is just kind of insane cultural product to me, and especially like the response to it. For reasons I kind of I think I've already kind of expressed as best as I can. So any other thoughts on Squid Game?
It's like Squid Game, but like how they filmed Borat, where
Film
like
Borat on
yeah.
90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. Oh wait, no, we didn't do that. That was someone else.
Wish
Okay.
it was us.
Yeah, we should have jumped on that train first.
Yeah, so like they just take a group of people and be like, "Hey, you're in Squid Game, by the way," and then only one person knows.
Could you imagine someone just said that to you on the street? Like, hey, you're in Squid Game.
It's like how the show is. The guy comes up to you,
Yeah.
like, "Do you want to play?"
Yeah.
I actually have to watch the series. I didn't like fully watch it. I heard like good things about it, but like I also heard like
It's decent.
kinda- yeah,
It doesn't end
overrated.
well,
Mhm.
in my personal opinion.
I watched
Right.
the first episode. And I was like, "This show not for me. Too scary."
No,
Wow.
it is rough.
No, yeah,
But
it's-
I personally think that's its strongest element is like how effective it is.
Mhm.
Yeah, kind of depicting violence. But with depicting violence, let's get into chaos hour.
Wow.
Yeah, nah. Do we want to run back with that newscast?
Sure, I've got you, Jake. I've got you. So, hello, everybody. If you're just joining us, my name is Aiden Ivers, here with the Hour 2 newscast of the Wednesday Morning Buzz. So here we go. In national news, according to usnews.com, President Joe Biden, a few of his cabinet members, and members of Congress, are working hard to prevent a potential strike from activating between labor union workers and railroad companies, which, if an agreement is not made between them, that could bring some negative consequences to the transportation of around 30% of United States goods, like transportation wise. So hopefully that they reach a agreement with that very, very soon. And in statewide news, according to NJ.com, some more positive news coming out of Morris County, as 56 dogs were transported from the states of Louisiana and Alabama to the Garden State this week. And after they arrived at Morris County, they were transported to the local Madison St. Hubert's Animal Welfare Center to make sure they would be well-suited and healthy for well-suited homes with loving families. And in Montclair news, our questions have been answered, people. Rejoice, because the Montclair Board of Education finally received word and aid from the New Jersey state government towards their $187 million bond referendum to renovate all Montclair schools. And this November, it will be put on the ballot for people to decide as a referendum. And for weather, today is another sunny day with a high of 80 and a low of 58, with winds reaching 15 miles per hour. And tomorrow, we're looking at a high of 74 and low of 49, with mostly sunny skies on President Capel's investiture day, which is very exciting. And this weekend, we enjoy summer a little longer, as we will have a high of 78 and a low of 57, with the sunny skies on Friday, followed by a high of 82 and a low of 62, with partially cloudy skies on Saturday, I mean. And on Sunday, we will have a high of 85 and a low of 65, with partially cloudy skies as well. This has been your Hour 2 newscast and weather forecast here on 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. Back to you, Jake.
Thank you so much, Aiden. And we're also going to get that sports cast one more time.
Yes, we're gonna get that sports.
Yeah.
Yes, in baseball news, as of right now, the Mets are in first place for the NL East, with the Atlanta Braves in a close second. Yesterday, the Mets played the Chicago Cubs and lost 4-1. But don't fret, Mets fans, because tonight the Mets will play them once again at 7:10. And yesterday, the Yankees played their rivals, the Boston Red Sox, and won 7-6 in the 10th inning, with Aaron Judge getting his 56th and 57th home run to win the game. And the Yankees will verse the Boston Red Sox tonight at 7:10. And in Montclair State sports news, the Montclair State's women's soccer team matchup sadly was canceled for today at 4 o'clock. The game will not be made up, but they will be playing on Saturday at 7 p.m., hosting the Bulldogs of DeSales. But if you still need to get your soccer fix tonight, the men's soccer team will be playing Morvane at 7 p.m. at the MSU Soccer Park. In Montclair State volleyball team fell to Keene University in the New Jersey Athletic Conference opener for both teams Tuesday. The Red Hawks won their first game 25-22, but Keene won the next three 25-8, 25-21, 25-16. And the Montclair State women's soccer team entered the United Soccer Coaches top 25 polls for the first time this season Tuesday. The Red Hawks entered the ranking 12 for the first time, being nationally ranked since 2015. The Montclair State men's soccer team moved up 3 spots in the United Soccer Coach top 25 polls Tuesday. The Red Hawks slide up number 20, 3 spots ahead of their 23 ranking from the preseason coaches poll. I'm Alex. This has been sports here on 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair.
Thank you, Alex.
Let's go.
What's the top of the hour?
Four.
You've never said the top of the hour until now?
No.
You've never said 90.3 WMC Upper Montclair until now?
Well, I always wanted to say 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair, but I never had the chance to say 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, the 90.3 technically is not a part of it,
Yeah,
but it's just good to say.
Yeah.
but I got like this thing now that I always have to say 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair.
Yeah,
The
no,
90.3
'cause it just
WMC,
it feels so much,
It's nice to say. It rolls
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Yeah.
The
Feels
ADJs
complete.
would say differently. Actually, future ADJs.
So when news and sports out of the way, I guess that means we're officially in the thick of chaos hour.
Chaos.
So we got
Is that our new thing now?
first-
That should be our thing.
That was a nice little call and response.
Chaos. Woo.
Okay. Remember that. Keep that in mind.
Do we make note?
Take note. Yeah, write it down. So first story, Jimmy Kimmel chose the wrong time to make a bad joke at the Emmys. Oh yeah, we were talking about the Emmys, right? They did
Mhm.
happen, in case you didn't know.
They
I
did?
didn't know. I didn't know.
Jimmy, oh, I already read that. Jimmy Kimmel sparked backlash in the wake of his comedy skit during the Emmy Awards, as critics accused Kimmel of stealing the spotlight from winner Quinta Brunson. During the award ceremony, Kimmel and Will Arnett, shout out to Will Arnett.
I was
like
gonna
Will
say, I
Arnett,
love Will Arnett.
presented the award for outstanding writing for a comedy series. With Arnett dragging Kimmel onto the stage, who pretended to have passed out from drinking too many margaritas. Arnett quipped that Kimmel had drowned his sorrows backstage due to disappointment, this being the 13th time in a row that he'd lost.
Oh wow.
It was an amusing skit, or at least according to some. I can't say I didn't, I wasn't there, or but some found it amusing, or at least claimed to have done so. But the joke was stretched past breaking point when Brunson took stage to accept the prize for her ABC series, Abbott Elementary, her first Emmy. Kimmel remains on stage, lying right next to Brunson, making it impossible to capture Brunson's speech without including Kimmel's body in the frame. Brunson made an attempt to ruse Kimmel, jokingly stating, quote, "Jimmy, wake up, I won." Kimmel responded with a thumbs up, but remained on the floor, seemingly under the impression that his skit was too hilarious to stop. A few
Yikes.
awkward glances downward. After a few awkward glances downward, Brunson decided to ignore him and continued with her acceptance speech. After she was done, Arnett dutifully dragged Kimmel off stage, and Kimmel committed to the bit to the very end. Which, I mean, that's the thing. I have to respect committing to the bit. I have to. You
but
can't not
also,
do that.
That's
but
annoying.
I saw the
Ye-
clip and Arnett like had to move Kimmy's legs for Brunson to get to the microphone.
That's so
Oh.
annoying.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's just like poor
so
staging.
overdone,
Like I
yeah.
feel like you'd expect like an event as big as the Emmys to be better prepared with that
Right.
memes.
And it's like it's such a special moment to accept an award.
right.
And you're already so probably nervous. You just like
Yeah.
got
Yeah.
awarded and you have to give this speech. And then like that kind of stuff, like that would make me so much more nervous.
Yeah,
So.
but-
And then a dude comes up to you and says, "Taylor, I'm sorry, I'm gonna let you finish."
Yeah, exactly, Jake. That's what I was gonna say. Like time and time again with these celebrity shows, we see some celebrities they want to be in the spotlight. They
Mhm.
want the attention, even if it's negative. They just want that attention from the public. So it seems to me like Jimmy Kimmel was trying to reach for this a little bit because I don't know if he knew what he was doing, but he just getting that attention. I think that's really wanted to get deep down inside, which it's an award show, but it's like you're pretty like doesn't make you really cool if you do that, because that's somebody else earned that award and you're
Mhm.
just trying to make it about yourself. That doesn't
Yeah.
seem really cool to me. But that's just me.
Not cool at all.
No.
You gotta lose with grace.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
that's called being a good sport or good
Yeah, good
thing.
sport.
Sport.
Yeah,
That's why I was looking at you. I'm like, that's the phrase that sports people use.
yeah.
Being a good sport,
I don't think what sports people use, but
No.
I think everybody but sports people.
Sports
use
in
that.
it.
Do you use anything else?
So you say like good game instead of like, haha, I
Good
won, you
game.
lost. You say good game. That's being a
That's
good sport.
Sportsmanship.
we had a good sports game today, guys.
Man. I'm trying. Good game, Alex.
Good game.
Mm,
Yay.
I'm not committing to
Yay.
the bit.
Oh my god. Anyways,
Yes. So, and getting even more chaotic, I think we have this whole segment on I guess we're moving into the dating advice segment.
yes, we are.
Yay.
Delicious.
Yeah, these stories are not our personal experiences, they're questions and situations from Reddit.
But first,
And Leslie, do you want to take the first one?
well, first we're gonna take a little break and let people prepare for this dating advice because it
You know
could be
what? That's
juicy,
smart.
isn't
Yeah,
it?
It's gonna be a lot.
They need a
Gotta
minute.
Might be very
Prepare.
interesting.
They need a
Might be very
minute,
interesting. Yeah.
So we're gonna take a little break here on the Morning Buzz, and when we come back, we'll be coming back with dating advice from our favorite place, Reddit.
90.3 WMSC, Upper Montclair.
Hi, this is Paul Rotella, president of the New Jersey
Gosh, yeah, I really need
Broadcasters
to-
Association.
You're listening to 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. This is the morning buzz. Hey everyone,
The
what's
morning
up? How we doing?
buzz. Hi.
Oh my
So your host
Hello.
today
no.
is Jake Goetz, which is not me. Hi, I'm Leslie Gallagher, and
Yeah.
joined us in studio we have Cass.
Yes. Hi.
We
I'm
have
the second
Cass,
host.
Diatheria.
Yes.
Yeah. We got Aiden Ivers. Yeah.
Hello.
And we got Alex Braun.
What is up?
And behind the scenes, we have Laura Zaccardi, who just waved. But you can't
Nice
see or hear
wave.
her, but she waved.
Yeah. For all the Facebook homies, she waved.
Hmm.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Oh,
And
yeah.
what do we got going on now?
We got dating advice going on.
Mm.
5 for now. Do you want to hit us up with this first?
You want me to go first?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I always love the titles of these. The ones that really like grab my attention, man. This is a good one. Girlfriend lied about her age through 1.5 years of dating. Also, wait, before we start, I want to mention these are not our stories.
Yeah.
These are from Reddit. This is not us talking. I did not have a girlfriend who lied about her age. Thank God. That sounds awful. But let's hear about it. So the post says, I, 31, male, have been dating a beautiful, funny, intelligent lady for a 1.5 years now. She recently sat me down for a talk to reveal that she's been lying to me about her age. She's always told me she's 34 when we met, again, 1.5 years ago, and that now she's 36. But it turns out that in truth, she's really 39 and turning 40 in 2 months. Okay, so that means that would be a 9-year difference. Now, I know the lie is not a huge difference. She was only hiding a 3-year-old older age gap. They already had an age gap, so +3. And I love spending time with her and the woman she is. When revealing her true age to me, I immediately told her I don't really care because I appreciate everything about her. She even said she was surprised at my lack of any strong reaction when revealing her true age. My main concern from this is that this revelation adds more of a timeline in my mind with ambitions to marry her and maybe even have a child with her someday. Again, I'm 31 years old and I'm a male, and I did have somewhat different perception of her and the timeline of our potential future relationship until this revelation. I want to make sure I handle this in a healthy way that's respectful of both her and me. So I'm wondering now, am I overlooking her revelation in an unhealthy way? And what should I start to prioritize or do differently now that I know she's about to turn 40? There's a lot of layers to this. This be an onion.
I feel like it would be a little bit complicated for almost 21-year-olds, almost 20-year-olds to give 31-year-old person advice on how to
That's
date.
how Reddit is. It's always people
Right.
who you don't need advice from giving you advice, but you asked for it. It's the internet. you
Yeah.
know?
Take what you can get.
Yeah, and they post it on the internet, so we talk about it on the radio show. That's how it works. It's public. I mean, I mean, I don't know anything about being 40. Like you said, like I'm 21. So like I don't know. I mean, I understand. I think it's definitely it gets harder for women to have kids as they get older. There can be more health complications with babies, or like even just conception is difficult. So I understand his concerns. Also, that's kind of, I mean, like if you guys were dating someone for 1.5 years and they told you that, that's, you already had a 3-year age gap, and then you found out there was actually 3 more years in between. And when you're older, I don't think it matters as much as when you're younger, but that's still like kind of a bit of a blindside. How do you think you guys would feel in that situation?
I'd just be more confused, I guess. Like, why would you feel the need to lie about your
Yeah.
age? And
Yeah.
like, I
Right.
guess I would be blindsided.
Why would you wait that long
Yeah.
to say the truth?
Like, what made you, like, what now about the relationship? Like, why would you tell me now? But
I guess because 40 isn't a significant year, maybe.
Mm.
Because it's like another like decade. It's like, you turn 20, you turn 30, turn
I'd,
40, turn
like,
50.
sit somebody down and say, hi.
Hi, I'm
I
actually
lied
about to be
about
40.
my age. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it really makes a less difference because they're already adults. I think it would be more of a little bit of a tough situation if person was about to become an adult, like about to become
Mhm.
18 years old or 21 years old. I
Oh,
feel like
God.
that would be
Yeah.
a lot more of a
Like,
tougher
that's a different story.
thing that we were talking about, Yeah. So, I mean, I don't like. I think the Redditor who wrote this really said that he really didn't see a difference. He really didn't feel a difference because he appreciates everything about the
Yeah.
person that he's with.
Probably true love.
Yeah. So
That's kind of
Look, man.
sweet.
good for them.
Good for them.
Yeah.
Jake, you've been silent.
Yeah. No.
What are your thoughts?
Genuinely, Nothing.
You don't
My head
care.
is empty.
You don't care at all.
Any advice for this?
Yeah,
I have
it's
no
just like,
advice either.
I
Does
don't
it bother
think
you?
so.
It's weird. It's a weird
Weird.
situation to end up in.
That's pretty
Um,
odd, yeah.
But I don't know. I guess at this point, it's like if you liked her, uh, right? Like
I mean,
nothing's
what are you gonna do
changed,
about it?
right?
Yeah, like,
like,
she's still the
you're
same
happy with the
person.
situation.
I guess it's
Um,
like if they were like thinking about kids, it's like you might have to get a move on that, or just
Yeah,
consider
or
like
just, like,
adoption or something,
Yeah.
don't.
or just don't. Yeah, but I mean, if it's something that they both want, though,
I mean,
and
yeah,
they gotta find a way to do it.
But, like,
Our
I don't know,
producer
maybe-
recommends getting a cat or dog, and you
May-
know what?
right.
I stand with that.
that's an option.
They can be like children,
Like, but I don't know.
especially cats.
I'd just say if you want to have like a kid with this person, maybe talk about why they lied to you about their age or.
I want to know why
or-
too. Not really my business, but they made it our business. Like I said, they put it on the
Right.
internet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rabbits live for 8+ years. I guess that's helpful. Thank you, Laura. I think.
That's surprising.
Wow, you said that and you don't even know for sure.
Plus makes it look so professional.
It really does.
I
8+ years, she says.
Really trusted it.
Yeah. Well, I
Alright,
don't know if that really
Do we move on to the
replaces-
next poor unfortunate soul?
I think so. We have no. I don't think we have anything else left to say. Good luck, dude.
Yeah.
With your lady. I thought it was funny how he called her a beautiful, funny, intelligent lady. Like, who says lady anymore?
My lady.
It's just funny. You want
Alright.
to do the next one, or do you want me to do it?
I can do it.
Have fun.
This one is entitled "I Miss My Ex as a Friend."
Ha.
Long distance relationship, but I could cope with it. We broke up. I don't know why I'm saying this like it's slam poetry.
Yeah. I
Uh,
feel that.
we broke up
behind it.
because I didn't love her.
Sorry.
And that's still true. But I just sort of miss her as a friend.
This is
The only issue is my girlfriend, 5 months, right now, who I love so much, will probably take this the wrong way as she has missed her dog.
Jake.
I'm sorry. And her brain works differently. I don't really want to create conflict between my girlfriend and ex-girlfriend. I just miss the memories we had as friends and want them back. Like I've said, I love my girlfriend so much and nothing will ever change. I just miss my ex in a non-romantic way. So can someone help me out, please?
Go home. I don't know, man. This is
Go see your friend.
No, it's a
this
tricky.
is tricky.
It's a tricky thing, and I don't know.
I've never had an ex that I miss as a friend. I cannot relate to this. I don't miss them,
Right.
period. Like, you're out of my life, bye. Is that just me? I don't know. Am I harsh? I don't know.
I
If
mean,
you're my
like-
ex, you're my ex for a reason.
I just think that like not all relationships end like that.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Like I.
You're not wrong. I guess some people have maybe more peaceful things, and like
Right.
maybe they come to the realization of like, oh, maybe we don't work together
like, this just isn't
romantically,
working,
but we're
want
good
different
people, get
things.
along.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
kinda sweet. It just seems messy and
Yeah.
unnecessary,
Mhm.
unless they're like your best friend and your rock and you can't live
Yeah,
without
I
them.
don't know.
But
I
if it's
think-
just someone you miss, like, I don't know, like hanging out with,
right,
you're gonna make new
like why
friends in
shouldn't
life.
you? And
Oh.
it's like, what do you like? Not trust them? Like I don't know. It's an odd thing. I don't know. I think it's weird how it's kind of like sort of old ideas of monogamy and like I don't know, a very patriarchal version of it is kind of like I don't know, sort of enforced by vibes. Because there's nothing like really wrong with this. There's
Mhm.
nothing like really wrong going on here, but there's like something there that's just kind of like you're kind of
It seems. Do you think? Is anyone suspicious of this Redditor poster?
not really. I
No.
mean, if
No?
they said that they wanted to cheat on them,
Oh, that's
they
true.
would've
They
said
probably
it.
would, because
It's-
it's literally
you
Reddit.
know,
But
it's like we're in the box with this person.
But what if they're lying to themselves, not just lying to us? Because
That's true
people
too.
do that.
It's possible.
Like, he could be like, I miss her as a friend. Guys, give me advice. But in his mind, he like is really thinking something else. But he's
also,
denying it to
If
himself.
that's what he's thinking, then I don't know. Might as well get it over with, right?
Get it over with.
Wait,
Like-
what's the
That's
problem?
Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah, like, I don't know. If
permission
you're
to hang
being
out?
like, right, it's gonna happen one way or another, right?
Get it over
I guess
So-
if you're a cheater, then you're a cheater, right? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, yeah, if you're not interested anymore.
Jeez. No, but he loves his girlfriend.
Is
Yeah,
that
what he talks about her is very interesting, though.
Friend?
Huh?
Is he asking permission to hang out with the ex-friend?
I don't think
Why should he need permission?
That's what I'm like. So what's the problem here? He could just go hang
He-
out with the ex-friend.
right.
he
yeah,
doesn't
go
want-
for it.
he's afraid of his girlfriend's reaction
I feel like
because she has mental health
yeah.
issues and her brain works differently. I
That
don't
is a
know what
very
that
weird thing
means,
to
and I
say.
kind of want to
I'm
know
sorry
what.
for laughing at that, but it is
No, it
very
sounds
odd
like
the way it's
silly.
framed.
But like it's probably a really real issue, and like the way he talks about it is like he's either keeping it vague because it's the internet, or he's keeping it vague because he doesn't understand it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
I'm kind of leaning towards the latter.
right.
Her brain works
yeah.
differently. Like what is gonna happen? Like what?
Yeah, like,
You know?
that, but it yeah, I don't know. He said get it over with. I'm still thinking about that.
You know what? They get it. I mean, if it's purely that you want to be friends, it shouldn't create a conflict.
Yeah,
Mhm.
But also, if you think you might upset someone you're currently with and you value that, then I don't know if it's really like worth it.
Yeah,
And-
hold off on it. I guess.
yeah.
know,
I
I
guess
don't
that's
know.
that question of like if it's gonna cause problems, is it worth it? You kind of have to weigh that.
And then
But-
is it? And then there's the thing is like, should it cause problems? Is
yeah,
it that
right.
big of a deal?
Are you okay with it causing problems? Like because if
Yeah.
you don't want to be in that type of relationship, that's something to think about.
Yeah.
Well, to me, I
like,
think
Oh, sorry, go on.
I think it for me, listen to the story, it brings up the TikTok sound of that guy. You ever see that guy in the car? He's like, "My heart, I loved her." What? You see that? You ever see that?
No.
No,
You
I
gotta, you know, you gotta know. If you saw it, you know what I'll be talking about. I'm sure.
Yeah. I'm
So-
sure.
Yeah, if you know, you know. So,
Yeah.
but I think our producer Lara is right. We need more context with this, because this is a little bit. There's a lot
we
of
need more context.
there's a lot of broad points in this little description. It's not even a long description.
It is literally the shortest one
Yeah.
today.
It's like
and-
it's like
There's
what
like four.
what I see when I'm writing an essay. Like, is that a paragraph?
We'll
Maybe.
call it one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Throw a period, random spot. Yeah, it's a paragraph.
yeah.
Right.
I'm still not over the we broke up because I didn't love her. And that's still true. Like, and it's just so blunt. And then it leaves out other things. Okay. Shall we move on?
Yeah.
I love this next one. I love the title. He lied about his height.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry if you
That was supposed to be the Minecraft. Ugh.
so
Ooh.
I
Ooh.
have so much to say and I haven't even read it yet. So this is read it.
No.
Oh, thank you, Laura. Anyways, here's what the post says. I met this guy, 20 years old, male, met through an app. His profile said he was 6'1". I'm 5'7". I'm assuming it doesn't say anything else about this person, but I'm gonna assume this person's female. Maybe I shouldn't. I don't know. If a guy is 5'8", I truly don't care about height beyond that, and he was clearly my exact same height. Regardless.
I don't have headphones on, and I heard that.
That was a lot. Regardless, we had an awesome date night and he had approached me in a bar. If he had approached me in a bar, I would have absolutely said yes. It's the lying though. I understand the frustration guys feel with the height thing, but I just feel like he already lied off the bat. Is this a red flag? Do I let it slide? To clarify, the height is not the issue. The lying is the issue. Okay. Because I thought this was going to go in a different direction.
Oh
because
yeah.
many people, specifically women, really do have like a height requirement for when they're like looking for dudes to like
Mhm.
date. I've heard so many women, like not even just like on the internet, like real life conversations with real people, like he's got to be at least 6'1", and like I just like I don't get it at all.
Queens out there. But yeah, no, it's a weird thing.
I've always thought it was like so dumb.
I mean, I guess I can understand.
I don't know. I just height.
I don't get it either.
That's gonna be like your what's the word I'm
Deal
looking
breaker?
for? Deal breaker. Like that's your deal breaker.
Yeah.
I have so many more deal breakers that come before height. I don't know. That's just me.
Yeah.
But this person that's at least saying the problem is
the lying.
lying and not
Mhm.
the height. And it's like it goes back to like that guy lied or that woman lied about a 3-year age gap. This is lying about 3 inches of height. And that's why.
I feel like the lying would become severe if the person was lying about where they were instead of being with their significant other. That would be an issue, I think. But
Huh?
like it would be an issue if like the line came in where one person said, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna be doing this," but
Yeah.
in reality they would be doing a completely different thing.
And that's a great point, because if you lie about small things like this, does that mean you might lie about bigger things later?
Yeah.
And I think that's why they're asking if this is a red flag. And with anything, I think maybe just like talk to him.
it's
Like,
like a
why
weird-
did you lie?
Mhm.
Well, I think it's because it's like through an app, and when you go through an app, you're like, well, I'll say I'm 6'1" when I'm actually like 5'8", which that's very noticeable.
That's like, yeah, that's like pretty noticeable.
Yeah, like you could get away with it if you're like 5'11", you could say you're 6'1", I think.
Yeah, probably.
But I think he was like, oh, I want to meet people, but he has in his mind the stigma of his height. So he was
Mhm.
like, I'll just say I'm 6'1" and like put on tall shoes.
Yeah. There are
Wearing high
guys
heels.
very like insecure about like how tall they are.
Yeah.
It's wild the things that like some guys get like hung up on like
And I don't think it's entirely their fault though.
oh no yeah
Because like
there's lots
I
of,
was
like,
saying
like,
before, a lot of
media messages
women
and
are
stuff
like
like that.
really weird
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
And there's always that like tall guy, short or girl dynamic
right yeah
that like I guess people think looks aesthetically pleasing, or that I think both kind of sides can contribute to like liking that dynamic, if that makes sense. Because like guys like to be like, ooh, I'm tall and strong, and women are like, yeah, I don't know. Like I'm having a hard time because I don't like really relate to it, and also like the heteronormativeness is just a lot.
Mhm.
But you know, I've heard people be like that, you know, so comes from both sides.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know if he's lying about these little things. I don't know, man. But it also could have just been like a really like kind of like simple lie, kind of like
yeah it
Alex
could
was
have
saying.
just been like a
He just
joke
put it on his app to just
right
get more
I feel like you
swipe
can lie to
right
Tinder.
thingies.
like you're gonna get super like you're gonna show receipts for Tinder like you're gonna be like
Said
wow
you were 6'1".
you're gonna like report me for academic dishonesty on my Tinder profile. You're gonna like flag me for plagiarism. I don't know.
I think
It's-
we've learned from Reddit today that honesty is the best policy. Just kidding. Like it can be.
But I mean, also, wait a second. Is it though? Because like,
Yeah, that's I
in-
don't
in
I
this
was kind of
story,
kidding.
the dude like, it worked, right? Like he got him the date, and once he got the date, his personality did the rest from there,
Yeah, and she said if she saw him
right?
in a bar or another
Yeah. So
social
he must have like
setting,
looked fine. So like,
yeah, and like to her the height didn't matter, which is good.
Yeah.
I guess we can
Yeah.
trust her on that front.
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't
It's
know.
just weird, I guess.
It's a little
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah.
little suspicious, but I feel like it's really I don't know.
I don't think
people
it's
be
that big
weird
of
out
a-
there. I'm so bewildered that I think I need to take a break.
I need a break too.
This is
Oof.
the morning buzz. We will be right back.
On
Once
90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair.
I guess it's not that early anymore. But
It's still early. We're
still
before
barely.
9.
gosh, who are you people? What are your names?
Us?
Yeah,
Who are you?
I'm Jake Goetz. I'm the host of the show.
Okay,
Y'all
okay,
already knew that.
Okay, I'm Leslie. I'm the co-host. Hi.
I'm Cassandra. I'm the segment host.
I'm Aiden Ivers, I'm a newscaster.
I'm Alex Braun, and I'm the sportscaster.
Aiden, you said your
Cool.
name so fast it just sounded like I'm
I'm Aiden Ivers, I'm a sportscaster.
Just like a Minecraft villager.
about-
In this corner we have her. So now we're getting at the end of Chaos Hour.
We're in the second
we're
half.
halfway.
ish.
Yeah.
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 Where, it's people on their little morning commutes to school and work. We got
Right.
chaos.
Yeah.
Some news
Mhm.
about a man who lived as a goat, explains why, and says it was a special kind of time. And Jake, I'd like to know more about that because what is that headline?
Special kind of time. A
I
special
don't-
kind of time can mean a lot of things.
I don't know what that means.
So let's find out.
Yeah.
A man who lived as a goat. Wait. A man who lived as a goat explains why. I'm imagining like a 60 Minutes interview of like a man dressed as a goat and says it was a special kind
Picturing
of
an
time.
actual goat.
Known as Goat Man, Thomas Twait. That's I think that's how you pronounce it. 34 years old, has written a book, How to Take a Holiday from Being a Human After Becoming Disillusioned with Life. The Waits used prosthetic limbs and ended up walking in a field with the animals. He has been describing how he was so stressed with his daily life that he decided to live as a goat. Thwaites has written about his unusual lifestyle choice in a book, Goat Man, How I Took a Holiday from Being Human. Speaking to BBC Radio 4's Today program, he said that he made the decision after dog sitting his niece's happy, joyous dog when he thought, wouldn't it be nice to just have a break from all the stress? I gotta say,
the
that's
last
so
part,
relatable, right?
Yes, I
get
remember.
it.
How many times have you looked at a dog and
Oh
just
my
thought,
God.
I wish I could
Yes.
just be that dumb and happy?
I wish I could.
Yeah.
Or
Or a cat.
but happiness. Like
Yeah.
there's
Yes.
Or it's just
thought.
nothing. No
I-
thoughts.
I remember getting ready for
Just-
school. I was like, I wish I could be my dog right now, sleeping instead
I-
of getting
yeah.
ready.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. When I heard the headline, I thought it was gonna be like, have you guys
That's
seen
gonna be
that
a lot weirder.
Gravity Falls?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Seuss switches body with the pig. I
Right.
thought it was gonna
Yeah,
be
yeah,
like, this
yeah.
guy was claiming something like that.
Wow.
That'd be pretty electric.
I
to
love-
actually live inside a goat's.
I love how he just used prosthetic limbs and just walked in a field with
Yeah, he really made a
animals.
whole operation out of it. I'd
That's
like to see what he
amazing.
looked like in goat.
I was
mode.
I clicked on the
Super
article to try and
cool.
find a picture of it, and it's just goats, like
Mhm.
normal goats, not humans trying to be goats. If you could be any animal to de-stress, guys, what would you be? Because this man chose goats. Cass, you know what you would choose? Aiden, Alex, Jake,
Oh gosh, this is a very good question.
probably any aquatic animals are
Oh,
eliminated just
dude,
because we
yeah.
would die.
I would
So my first
totally-
thought was like dolphin, and then I was like, I can't do that.
Something like that. Yeah, I think also because I've always loved like the ocean and water and just swimming around being wait, actually, no. I don't care about
Hold
water.
your own.
I like being a human in water. If I got to be an animal, I'd want to be a squirrel.
Whirl.
Because I love climbing.
Yeah.
That's why
yeah.
that
okay.
like when I was a kid, I'd be like, I get home after school and I just go in a tree and I just
You wanna
survive
climb
there
your house.
until it was. I wouldn't climb my house. My house is not very climbable, or at least I don't know. Now I'm like thinking about the architecture of my house and like, could I climb it? I don't think I could. I think I'd need a ladder of some type. But the trees are climbable, and I would just vibe there and read books.
Yeah.
It's such a time. I love that. I'm gonna do that when I get home.
That sounds.
What about
nice.
y'all? What
I
about
would
you
be a
guys?
falcon.
Falcon.
That's
Okay.
fun, but we can't fly.
What?
Yeah, you can.
No, like humans can't.
Yeah.
Oh, like-
that's why
Like
I'm-
you're a human dressing up as
Oh.
an animal.
I thought you-
Unless we're talking about like if you could literally be an animal. We can change the question.
Then I got
What was your answer, Leslie?
I don't have one yet.
I gotta think about this too.
I was gonna say
I like-
cat.
I was also
It's
the
very
cat is a
basic.
safe answer
Uh-huh.
because
I-
all you would do is sleep.
I had a cat.
That's it.
He would just like sit in his little spot in front of the heater and with his paws tucked underneath his chest.
Oh, I love when they tuck their
He
little
would
paws.
sit on my windowsill and break my blinds. He would chew on my doll's hands. He would just like sit and mind his business sometimes, and like that just seems like a good chill life,
Yeah, honestly, just being like adorable all the time, like a cat or dog.
and not like having a care in the world.
Not at all. Your worry is like your next meal,
Mhm.
which
Yeah,
you know you're gonna
yeah.
get. because you're like a cute cat or
Yeah.
dog.
Okay, I got mine.
Okay.
A tortoise.
That's a good
Oh,
one.
got
When
it.
you live, well, I guess like if you're not actually the animal, you don't get to live any longer.
Yeah.
But it's still like a good costume, right?
Yeah. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
Oh, and also I
Or
feel like if
banana.
you designed it right, it could look really good because like I feel like the human head and neck kind of look like the tortoise head and neck. Like just a little bit. Just
shell.
like
I'm
you know.
sorry, that's like just a weird image in my
You
brain.
thought about this before?
No, I haven't. I'm just like thinking that
You
like
kind of
if you
reminded me,
Tortoise in a
you know, those novels
Mhm.
when we were like kids about like the
Animorphs.
that one.
Yeah.
We've talked about this before on the
Or,
bus
like,
like a year
Kafka.
ago.
Actually, I
Metamorphosis
do see what
turned
you're
into a
saying. It
beetle.
could work.
Right? Like if
Yeah.
you, like you made like a really good
Tortoises are
turtle
cute,
body
Their
man.
shells.
And
yeah, they look-
had some good makeup and just stuck your head
You
out.
know what?
Yeah.
I
right?
would like to be a deer. That would
That'd
be
be good.
fun.
Just walk around
Yeah,
the
damn.
woods.
I would totally walk around and just like prance around.
If you see anything, you just run.
Yeah.
Book
Yeah.
it.
I already have like the deer in headlights look kind of down, probably. You know, like the. So I think it'd be okay.
Maybe for me, I was thinking sort of maybe like a wild animal, maybe a prairie dog, because that way during the winter, I just hibernate. I just
Mm.
chill in the
Yeah.
underground, in my warm
You have
underground
prairie
tunnel.
dog energy. I
Yeah.
feel like, yeah.
Yeah, and then when the fall comes or the spring or the summer, I gather all the stuff I need before I hibernate again.
Yeah.
Before I get the warmth during the cold. That's on the way, guys. Like believe it or
Scrat
not,
from Ice Age.
winter. Yeah, scratch. Yeah, that's on the way. Like being in that comfortable chill
Right.
mode.
Yeah,
A
it's
couple of
on
months
the
away.
way.
So, prairie dog energy.
Y'all are getting me like tempted. I'm gonna go out and buy my squirrel fursuit.
Yeah, I'm tempted to get some antlers, but
You just see Jake like on his house in his squirrel
Just
in his
in a
like in his
tree.
suit, like you know the squirrel power from Mario from the Mario game.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
he just
That'd be hype. Oh my gosh, I would love
oh,
that.
that sounds fun.
Yeah.
But alas, we cannot escape our human issues, and a very real human issue is sodium.
that is 100%.
if you're gonna take the wheel and switch stories, do it better than that.
But that was pretty smooth. Spoons and bowls that use electricity to make food taste saltier to go on sale in 2023. It's the same year I graduate, anyways. It's
This is gonna
painful
be your
because that
graduation
sounds really far in the future, and then I realized it's not. That's like January. So, cool. So take this news without a grain of salt.
We're talking about salt. That's a joke.
I
Whoa,
know.
I get it.
I'm so glad you caught on.
Jake, don't be salty.
Hey.
Yeah, right. I was thinking that was a very good time for a salty comment.
Wow. Good one, Alex. Last April, Sora News 24 in Japan reported on the development of a pair of chopsticks that can make food taste saltier without actually adding salt. At that time, the developers at Meiji University and Kirin Holdings suggested similar technology could be applied to spoons and bowls, and they clearly wasted no time doing so, because now we have a spoon in a bowl. This new tableware uses a simple, mild electrical current to enhance the salty flavors of food. This works by passing a specific wavelength of electricity from the surface of the utensil to the food, which keys into the ions such as sodium chloride that trigger a sense of saltiness. In doing so, these ions all get bunched together when they touch your tongue for a heightened salty taste without actually adding any more salt. The problem with the initial chopstick design was that its slender form made it very difficult to hold a power supply, requiring the user to strap one onto their wrist. However, it just seems so impractical. However, spoons and bowls had ample space to fit a battery. It also increased the range of applicable foods to be enjoyed as soups and curry. The bowls are a typical size for soups, which people in Japan often drink straight out of. In this case, it appears you should drink it from the little metal strips. Imagine having a battery in your bowl.
I think that's awesome.
What if you accidentally, this is an intrusive thought that just popped in. What if you accidentally, like in the future, and you have like your cabinet and you have like your salt bowls, your battery bowls, and then like your normal bowls, but like they look the same, and you grab a battery bowl for like your morning cereal and your Cheerios are salty. Like
Mhm.
imagine that kind of future. How
Oh
messy.
no, I used my electric bowl for my cereal. Man.
Future us
2052
problems.
problem.
And also, to me, it seems like it would be like in a futuristic infomercial late at night. It'd be like,
Oh my gosh.
"Are you tired of your food being dry and tasteless? And you gotta get this electric bowl, and it makes everything saltier."
Do we make commercials like that anymore?
No.
Oh, yeah.
Wish.
O'clock in the morning and run for 5 hours.
I could see
What-
the future being much more like commercialized.
Does this bowl have a specific name?
Bowl.
I don't know. I see. I'm just looking at.
We
a
didn't get
picture
that
of
far
it.
yet.
Oh, okay.
Bowl.
I have a theory. I
Okay,
don't
what's your
think
theory?
these bowls or spoons make it saltier. I think it
It's just a
causes a
trick.
placebo effect that makes you
Probably.
think it's salty.
Oh,
Control. I
so
don't know.
there's no science
I
here.
think there's no science. They just throw some batteries in a bowl and then they're like, yeah,
It's salt.
it's saltier.
I mean, I don't.
That's kind of funny.
Where's the story from? Okay, so it is a news source. So like, I don't know.
Hmm.
I don't know. What they did. I
skeptical.
don't know much about their research methodology. But
Something about the ions, which makes sense. Like,
Mhm.
think back to like sophomore year of high school chemistry class,
yeah,
and like sodium chloride and the numbers and the letters and the
mhm.
it kind of makes sense
Very
from what I
scientific.
remember.
Yeah, no, and like
Not
electrifying
a
something
scientist.
definitely gonna have some sort of effect, and I don't know. It doesn't. It's not crazy that it might.
Would
be a
you
bit
guys
more
try it?
salty. I would 100%
I would
try
try
it.
it.
Mm.
I don't like.
Maybe.
Not that I would. And I don't think it's gonna work, but I just want to see like what's like.
You
why-
want to try it though?
What's
yeah.
the issue with having just a little holder for salt instead of just getting another bowl with batteries in it?
Well, if it's probably healthier for you, I guess,
Mhm.
because so many foods have like so
Yeah.
much like packed sodium, especially
Yeah.
if you are someone lots of like processed foods
Mhm.
have like a lot of sodium.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, if you're someone who likes a salty taste, but you're trying to be a little healthier or lower your sodium levels, this might
Maybe, yeah, no,
genuinely
all
be
you need is
beneficial
just
for
a
your
little
health.
zap.
Makes sense.
A little zap.
A little zappy.
Zap zap.
What would you? Okay, so it might be in development, but what would you name this bowl if you were developing it?
That's a great
Oh
question.
man, this is like I feel like I'm in Mad Men.
Is it that bowl?
Bowl to end all bowls.
Any ideas?
A salty dog.
Oh,
What?
oh,
That
your
makes me
pitch
feel
has
like
been denied.
that's a good name for like a
A
marina
great
or
example of what
something.
not
Zap
call it.
bowl.
Yeah.
Zapple.
Zap
Maybe.
bowl.
That makes me think
Zap
about
bowl.
apples.
Yeah.
A zapple. So zap bowl, but you change it to
You just
zapple.
zapple.
Hey, can I grab a zapple for my ramen?
Honestly, I could see that kind of catching on.
Zapple.
You're
welcome.
Zapple.
Apple.
Boom.
Zap bowl.
Oh, what if you
Zap
put an
bowl.
apple?
Yeah, it's
in
zap
the
bowl, but you
and
say
then it's
zapple.
a zapped apple, and then
So,
that's
whoa.
the zapple.
Oh, whoa.
Could you wait?
And that's
come
the
on.
ad. It has an apple.
That'd be so good.
Salty apple.
An electrified apple.
Electrified apple.
This conversation got
Get a
weirder and
taser,
weirder by the
just zap
second.
it.
Like change
It's gonna
it
get
from-
worse.
Change it
Um,
from the normal red, yellow, green to blue apple.
That'd be cool.
Ooh,
I'd eat the.
I would eat a blue apple.
What? Oh, I have a good question. If you had the bowl or the spoon, what would you eat with it first? If you
Oh.
could try it.
Definitely. I don't
Like,
know if
what
I
would
have-
you want to enhance?
I'd be worried about the water because electrified water is has been known to have adverse effects.
Yeah.
Let's just
Oh
say.
yeah. So how it's gonna like
Oof.
work with like soup since I guess the battery is like hidden, covered.
I'm assuming it's covered really well if they're
Yeah.
assuming that because they mentioned soup in this article from sorenews24.com
Mhm.
that it's good for soup. So I'm assuming it's really well covered,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Shout out to Joe.
high-tech
Shout out to
age.
Joe Schweitzer. Soup. Yeah,
Soup.
they always talk about.
They
having
always
soup.
talk about soup.
Yeah.
I think I've talked about soup with them.
Yeah.
But what'd you get? You
Um,
guys think of anything
was
in mind that
thinking-
you need?
Maybe some sort of cracker that doesn't have sodium on it, like a really low
You
amount.
need
maybe.
that with a spoon?
Well, I'm just saying like a snack. Like I
Mm.
don't know if like
Yeah.
we're talking about like liquid
I would eat
foods.
a spoon.
I get anything you could do with a spoon or with a bowl.
Yeah, I think ramen
I
would
guess.
be really good with it.
Or you could put like a sauce in the bowl and like
Yeah, yeah,
dip
yeah,
your
yeah.
thing in,
Like
Ooh,
a sauce.
yeah.
like
have
you
the
could put
sodium.
peanut butter in the bowl and then dip
Yeah.
like apples or something.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
That
That
would-
sounds
that would-
odd.
That
But
would
I
make
like
that much
peanut
because it's
butter.
only restricted for sweet
Awesome.
stuff.
wouldn't that be good?
Yeah, it's not
That's
like
my first thought.
Only works because like you look at the photo and it has like these metal like things on the side. So I think it only works when you like bring the bowl up to drink from it.
Oh, because this is made in Japan, so that would make sense.
Yeah.
Oh,
So I guess
so you're just gotta drink peanut butter.
I'm down.
I would do it, maybe.
All right. We
Just show
got
me where the peanut butter is.
word. I think if we talk about like electrified food anymore, like my
Well,
brain's gonna short circuit.
We can talk about Cinnabon because a Toronto couple gets married in a Cinnabon.
Do they?
They do,
Tell me
according
all
to
about it.
cp24.com/news/Toronto. Oh boy. So anyways, there is you guys know Cinnabon.
No, I do not. What is that?
You're not
should-
familiar with Cinnabon?
Wait,
Are you
like-
actually serious?
They like a Dunkin' Donuts?
What?
I don't.
what you haven't heard of it?
No.
Never
Someone
been to an
describe
airport?
Cinnabon to him.
No, no.
I've never
I've
had
never
it,
been-
but
I've never
I've
had
seen
Cinnabon.
it.
It's
before.
a mall delicacy.
Okay. Why did I?
Where they
I hardly ever go there often.
You go to the mall. You
Thanks.
don't have to go to the mall, but if
Malls
you
are
do,
bad.
you may want to check out
Cinnabon.
Cinnabon. Well, it's just like all cinnamon things,
Okay.
cinnamon buns.
Fitting for the
I think
fall.
it's a shake
season.
there too.
Oh, how was that?
Shakes.
Or I'm thinking of something.
No, they
totally
have shakes. I
good.
got a shake out of Cinnabon recently.
Okay, so it's not just me. Okay, I feel like. Oh, and they have coffee. That's what I was
Alright,
thinking.
cool.
They
Okay.
definitely have
All right, I
coffee.
get the idea.
All right,
Yeah.
word.
Well, anyways, one Toronto couple hosted their wedding ceremony at what they call an iconic location in the city, the Cinnabon in Dufferin Mall. Kate Palumbo and Andy LaRocca told CTV News Toronto, quote, "Ultimately, we wanted the wedding to be a reflection of our dynamic together and not take anything too seriously," end quote. The idea came from their friend and officiant Caleb Robertson, who always said they wanted to conduct a wedding ceremony at Dufferin Mall. The couple wed on Tuesday and made use of the mall's photo booth as a wedding photographer that came out the cheap price of $5. For their wedding cake, they fed one another a cinnamon bun and purchased a second, which they froze to feast on their first anniversary. While their wedding ceremony was taking place, a little audience formed around them. Among them, a group of teenage boys gave applause. I love the way this is written. The couple lives in Little Italy, why can't I say Italy? Little Italy, and said Dufferin Mall is a central place in their lives. Inevitably soon, they said they'll visit the establishment and pass their wedding venue. That's a combination of sweet and odd, and I'm here for it.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
really like this couple's idea.
And I can smell their wedding. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh,
It
that's
smells like
true.
Cinnabon
Yeah.
and cinnamon.
If I got invited to a wedding, I would 100% go if it was a mall, Cinnabon, instead of like a whole party venue. You know what I mean?
Like a destination wedding. This is the perfect place. Like,
Yeah.
just drive off.
Destination wedding to Cinnabon.
yeah. No need to dress up or whatever. I mean, probably, maybe, but you don't need to.
I would
go-
dress up like in a
Cinnabon
cinnamon
suit
roll
tie.
costume.
yeah.
Just walk around.
Yeah.
Congratulations. No, this is so interesting though, is like their crowd of people was like some teenage boys, and whoever was at the mall that day was their family there. Like there's no other detail here in this story. I want to know
It was just them and that group of teenage boys.
them and that group of teenagers who were probably like, I don't know, cutting class or something. I would
don't know.
imagine.
I have to say, because not to be a Debbie Downer or anything,
Be a Debbie Downer, Jake. Come on.
I get the idea of like doing a wedding that's like very simple, very cheap. Like that's awesome and cool, and I like that. But like, I don't know, why are you like repping Cinnabon?
Why not?
Because they enjoy it.
I mean, if you like it, that's cool. But like, I don't know, just giving corporations free advertising is like really odd for me.
I mean, is this free advertising?
Kind of.
I mean, yeah.
They're getting like
They did get
press, getting
Cinnabon in like a
reporting.
headline, but
We're
like,
talking about
are
Cinnabon.
you more likely to go to Cinnabon now that you've read this article?
Yes.
Yeah.
Honestly, I am.
That's how
too.
I
I don't know why I even said that.
Really in the mood for a Cinnabon right now.
I could totally.
Are they good? I've never had one.
Let's not talk. Let's not actually turn this into an ad for Cinnabon. But like,
refocusing on the story though, you were mentioning casual outfits. I actually looked at the pictures. She's wearing a veil, lovely, but also white overalls, and then he's wearing like some khakis and like a white t-shirt, and they have like a little bouquet that looks, honestly, that looks like some fake flowers right there, but I'm not gonna say they are. They just look it.
yeah.
But
Some are
simple.
specific.
It's simple.
yeah,
Their photos were
simple.
$5. You spend so much on a wedding, and you know what? These people, they're not here for the glamorous life. They
And
just
there
wanted to
probably
get married.
was no blaring DJ sound with the blaring
Yeah,
speakers.
Just the sounds and smells of your local mall,
what-
which
that-
I don't know if is much better.
I
but
said
they chose
It has
that.
the same effect, I think.
God
know.
bless them, everyone.
If you guys could get married at a fast food joint, what would you choose?
fast food
Or like any store
Or any
like
store,
Any store.
unconspicuous location.
without diving into too much of why you would choose that establishment.
Man,
Oh,
that's a
man.
good thing.
It's a good. My first thought is like Wendy's, and I
That's
don't know
what I thought
why.
too, for fast food.
Really?
Yeah, because that's if I'm getting fast food, that's where I want to get from.
Yeah.
Get it from.
It's one of my favorites personally, but I'm like, why? It's so like I imagine like actually trying to do that, and it's so like it's
I
like
don't
the
know. I
floor is
like
always
going
kind of
back and
dirty,
forth.
you know. Like I don't want. If I'm wearing like a nice dress, I
Yeah,
don't go to Wendy's.
100% make the Wendy's social media. 100% would make
It's
Twitter.
totally
Oh, man.
like the
100%.
Wendy's Twitter page.
They would make a
or
post
every
about it.
page.
They would make a post
They're
about it, yeah.
funny.
I don't care about like the specific store, but if I could get married in one of those like pop-up Halloween stores,
That's
dude,
wait, that's
I'd
so
love
smart.
to do that. That's like, wow, it's kind of funny because I was like, I don't want to get married. I can't even imagine myself getting married. But then I had that idea. I was like, I'm ready to get shipped
Yeah.
off, dude.
Okay, our producer says a Ben and Jerry's, which is
saw that
so
after.
That would
smart.
be a very nice time.
That's great. I've actually been to the factory like 2 or 3 times, and like it seems I think it looks nice. There's some space in the lobby. You could just like get married in the gift shop, and it'd be like peaceful. I have no idea what my answer to this is. My next thought is also like I don't know why, but like Starbucks, classy. I don't know,
Yeah.
but it's like
Any
know.
others?
Mine is like Five Guys.
Five Guys.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah,
answer.
yeah.
I kind of with that.
Yeah.
I feel like I need to think of something better, like more unique, like what you guys said. I don't know. I don't
All
know.
right.
I like
Speak
the
now or
Jerry's
forever hold
one.
your
That's
peace.
cool. My next intrusive thought was KFC, which is so much worse.
Wow. All right.
I don't know, right when you looked at me, I just pictured fried chicken. Like, I don't really know why. Like, I don't know, man. I haven't been there in a while
All right.
either.
Next story. Oklahoma inmate forced to listen to Baby Shark on loop found dead. An inmate who had accused his jailers of torture by alleging they found him to listen to the repetitive Baby Shark song playing on loop has been found dead. John Bosco was found unresponsive in his cell in the early hours of Sunday at Oklahoma County Detention Center, according to the press release. Officers have tried to save the 48-year-old's life and worked on him until emergency responders arrived and continued efforts to resuscitate him. Jail officials said in the statement, but he was pronounced dead shortly after 4:05 a.m. Bosco had had been booked into the jail last week over drug trafficking complaint. They accused former detention officers Gregory Cornell Butler Jr. and Christian Charles Miles of forcing them to listen to Baby Shark blaring out on repeat, occasionally for hours, while they stood handcuffed to the wall of a visitation room. A 2020 investigation reportedly confirmed the inmates had been disciplined in this way, and the 2 detention officers were fired and charged with misdemeanor counts of cruelty to a prisoner and conspiracy.
Wow.
Jeez, that is insane. But like, I don't know. It's insane to consider when you think about like how psychologically taxing that would be.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like Baby Shark is like, I don't know.
It's,
That's a scene from a horror movie.
I mean, I think I see it as a meme, really. Just like the song.
right. But it's
Yeah.
one thing when you hear it once or twice in a TikTok,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but
then
get it
over and
again,
over.
yeah,
On an endless loop. I
that
could never.
do something to you.
But
Yeah.
I can
Yeah,
imagine
let's do
the
Mess you up.
yeah, I can imagine the agents saying or the officer saying, "Your punishment is to listen to Baby Shark on end."
wow, that was like a good voice.
Yeah.
And
And then those are Baby
it
Shark.
was sinister.
Yeah.
It
Super
captured the
scared.
sinister of the
Oh my gosh, I'm thinking about Baby Shark. I can't get it out of my head.
Now I have the song stuck in my head. I didn't even hear it.
Was it like I'm wondering if was it like on speakers or in headphones? For them?
that's a
I
good
don't
question.
know if we know that information. But
Uh,
would it be better or
yeah.
worse either way? They
I
both
feel
sound
like
equally
headphones would be
awful.
worse.
They
because
probably-
it's, like
they
in
wouldn't-
your
It's
ear.
like really
They said they were handcuffed, so they wouldn't be able to take it off.
that's awful.
Wow, that's insane to not be able to. Wow, that is actually like because that's
That's
like to an
horrifying.
extent that's sensory deprivation. So
Oh gosh. Oh,
That's
God.
terrifying. I don't like
Indeed.
that one bit.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
God.
our time on the morning buzz is coming to an end here on
Morning, JT.
90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair.
Morning, Buzzies.
Yeah, indeed. Hope
Mm.
y'all had fun. And
Have a great
y'all have a
day.
good morning.
Bye.
Goodbye.
All right.